the third.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, February 20th of 2025. My name is Melissa Andre. I'm the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Tax Review Board, and we are convening a session of license and inspections. With me today is our board chair, Paula Weiss, as well as all board members. Here with me is Nancy Cameradiner and George Matthews, John O'Connor, and Ryan. Well, nope, Ryan Boyer's not here anymore, but he was.
He may be back.
He'll be back. But we still have quorum, so we can proceed. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy. And by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. This recording will also be posted on the Tax Review Board's website. There he is, Ryan Boyer.
Welcome back, Ryan.
All right, Paula, please take it away.
Okay, so Tax Review Board hearings for February 20th, 2025 are now in session. Before we turn to the active matters on our docket today, we have a few administrative matters. Two. I don't know. Oh, that was John. John, you need to mute yourself.
I muted him.
And he did. Okay, so we're going to start with what's listed on our docket as case number 4. Last 4 digits of the docket 9664 for PHL Hotel Franchisee LLC. That matter is continued. We're going to drop down to what's listed as case number 7 on our docket for Cathedral Village. Last 4 digits of the docket are, what are they? Hold on. ABSJ, and that matter is also continued. We're going to go back up and we're going to take up a matter that we continued from last week, actually, for International Education and Community Initiatives, doing business as One Bright Ray, Inc. Last 4 digits of the docket are PFBQ. And I think Ms. Velasquez, who is here on Zoom, is representing the petitioner. Is that correct?
Yes.
Welcome back. Would you state your name and your position with the company for the record, please?
Francis Velasquez, Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And who has this matter for the city?
That would be me, Thomas Guiuzza for the city.
Mr. Guliuzza, welcome. So my memory from last week is that there was a question of nonprofit status and the issue of whether or not this petitioner in their food service for their organization charges or provides free of cost to the people who they are providing food to. And
that is correct.
Okay, we continued this for the documentation from them to establish that they do not charge a fee for the food that they serve. So I understand that Ms. Velasquez did supply sufficient documentation. Is that correct, Mr. Guliuzza?
That is correct, yes.
And the city has no objection to the Tax Review Board granting this petition and abating the fee charges that have been appealed.
That is correct, Board Chair.
There you go. All right, then I am going to recommend to the board. Ms. Velasquez, is there anything you wanted to add?
Yes. On the initial appeal form, I had listed tax years 21 through 23 and 21 through 23, but I would like all of the years that we have fees for, including 2024.
And I believe 2019 was at issue.
That is correct. Yeah, the only year that has been listed is 2019 per our documentation.
And can you tell us, Mr. Guliuzza, what years actually have charges on them other than 2019?
As far as I'm aware, 2019 is the only year with charges.
I believe that was the testimony and the information from last week. You may be seeing what pulls forward as interest penalty or that one fee continuing to show up. But we do want to be sure that they end up with a clean record.
Certainly.
So what do you think is, Mr. Guliuzza, what is the best way for us to word that then?
Yeah. Well, my understanding is that L&I generally will not issue a bill for a subsequent year's license until the previous year's license has been resolved. So in this case, as my understanding goes, Because the 2019 bill remains unpaid, or in this case, unresolved, no bill was ever issued for 2020 or any of the following years.
Okay, but when they go to renew this license,
Are they gonna have to pay?
is anything going to show up for subsequent years once the 2019 seems to be resolved? Or should we then word our decision that 2019 through 2025? That no
Wording the
license
decision,
fee is due in this matter?
wording the decision in that way will likely save One Bright Ray some headaches in the future. So that would be my recommendation to the board.
Very good. All right, so the decision that I'm going to recommend to the board is that these food service license fees for 2019 through 2025 be abated for principal, any interest, any penalty that may be outstanding on this account, so that this petitioner will have a zero balance going forward and they can go about their business and renew their license fees as needed, because they have provided sufficient evidence that they are a nonprofit, number one, and number two, they do not charge any fee for the food that they provide as part of their services. Can I get concurrence from board members? John?
Ryan,
Ryan, sorry.
Ryan, boy, I concur. And thank you for feeding people that can't afford it as well.
Yes. John, we can't hear you.
George Matthews, I concur.
John O'Connor, I concur.
Nancy Camerdiner, I concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur. All right, Ms. Velasquez, you're going to get a confirmation decision letter from the board within about 2 weeks that will reiterate the decision that we have just made, and that should conclude this matter for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
members of the board. That concludes my business today. May I be excused?
Certainly, we'll see you next time.
Thanks very much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. All right, so we're going to turn to the remaining open cases on our docket. We have petitioners with several matters, including Philly Auto, Inc., cases 1, 3, and 5. Ms. Andre, is anyone present for the petitioner?
I'll be right back. Not in the Zoom, but just give me 1 second. I just want to make another soup.
All right, let's see where we are. Mr. Johnson, I assume this is your matter.
That's correct.
Okay. Have you heard from the petitioner in any way?
No, I have not.
Okay. Let's see where we are.
There is no one here at 100 South Broad Street.
And does that include for the Kevin Creedon matter as well, which are cases
Yeah.
3 and 6?
No one.
Cases what? 3 and 6. All right, well then, it is almost 2:20. Does that seem like sufficient time for them to have arrived, or do we want to take 5 minutes and just see if anybody shows?
And if it helps the board, I'm not surprised that they're not appearing. So
Which,
for
all
both
of them,
parties.
or?
For Philly Auto, there was extensive litigation. There was a jury trial in the federal district court for the Eastern District regarding this demolition, and the city won the jury trial. So that part of our argument would be that they would be stopped from raising certain issues regarding due process and the notice that was involved. So I'm not surprised that they're not here, but take that for what it's worth. For Mr. Creedon, I know that additionally his counsel had withdrawn earlier today, and
correct.
but also we were in court on a neighboring property that he also owns last week, but I had a lengthy court case with him about these violations that resulted in these reinspection fees, of which Mr. Rodenbush was a witness. And that went back to a common pleas case we filed in 2019. And part of our case would be that these are all bound up in that, and he had adequate notice during the course of all that litigation. And so I'm not surprised he's not here either.
Okay, well, let's take them one at a time, and then we'll, starting with Philly Auto, we've got cases number 1, 5, and 8. Case number 1 ends in docket number 7156. Case number 5 ends in docket number, hold on. 7229, and case number 8 ends in docket number 9359. Neither the petitioner nor counsel is present. We have not heard from them. Ms. Andre, what's the history here? How many hearings, for example, has this case had?
For the board,
Maybe none. 6, 7, 18 was the last time we saw these? Okay,
there was one in September 5th of 2024. I believe that was continued based on the request from the attorney to have a continuance. So that was the first one, and we hadn't scheduled it because I believe of the pending litigation, we hadn't scheduled it up until that date. So this is the second listing before the board, and the first one was continued, and now he's not here today.
all right, so then I'm going to recommend that this matter be denied for failure to appear. I don't know that we've reached the point where we want to say no further hearings, so just denied for failure to appear. Can I get confirmation, concurrence from the board?
Ryan Boyer, I concur.
John O'Connor, I concur.
Nancy Camerdiner, I concur.
George Matthews, I concur.
Otherwise, I concur. All right, so we're going to move on to our next petitioner, which are cases listed as cases number 3 and 6. For Kevin Creedon, last 4 digits of the docket for case 3 is 9706. And for case number 6, 9705. Mr. Creedon is not here, nor have we heard from him. Ms. Andre, this history here for us a little bit?
I'm sorry,
That's all right.
not prepared for that. This is a case where he had some department level hearings and he appealed it to the board. This is the first listing before the board.
Okay, so I know that,
And as Mr. Johnson already mentioned, his attorney withdrew today. We received notice of that. I think we should at least maybe continue this matter,
Yes.
notifying him, Mr. Creedon, of the issue as opposed to his attorney.
so you think that perhaps, Mr. Johnson, do you have any comment on that?
The city opposes it. There's no merit to the appeals. I think it would not be in the board's interest in the sake of judicial economy to take up spots for this appeal. I think Mr. Creedon has litigated with the city. He's not an unsavvy person, and I don't doubt that if you reschedule it, he wouldn't appear again.
Well,
Well,
here's,
I'm just concerned because
Yeah.
Mr. Creedon was not notified.
all right,
that's
here's my
fine.
compromise offer. I would say recommend that we deny it for failure to appear with the understanding that should we hear from him requesting a rehearing, that we would look favorably upon that. But if we don't hear from him, then the matter is closed. Ms. Andre, would that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need
So-
a time frame for that?
Well, he has 30 days.
He'll have 30 days. The
Okay.
letter will give him 30 days. And we will make sure that the letter goes to him and not to his attorney. Just in case he wants to raise a notice issue, since his attorney did not let us know until today that he was withdrawing, but that we would not penalize Mr. Creedon should he actually affirmatively let us know that he would like to move forward. Okay? All right. So can I get concurrence from the board?
Ryan Boyer, I concur.
John O'Connor, I concur.
Nancy Camerdiner, I concur.
George Matthews, I concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur. So I believe that covers all the matters on our docket for today. So the hearings are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for your time and attention, and we will see you Tuesday.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Everyone.
much.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
Bye,
good one.
everybody.
Take care.
Have a good
Members of the
weekend.
board, I'm getting too used to this.
Have
a good one.
Thank
Bye.
you, Mr. Rakowski.
All right.